good morning to my dear students. Hello everyone. I hope you have written the question answers which I have shared in the Google Classroom, the question answers of this particular chapter. This chapter is very important, students, because this chapter will come in your unit test, okay? We are in the chapter 3 of our geography book. I hope you know that, our changing earth. So we have almost covered up this particular chapter because today we will finish up. We have only 3 topics left and we will finish up in our today's session. So you had known about earthquake, volcanic eruption, endogenic, exogenic force, actually movement of earth, then about major landform and how you can say the whole process, okay, of river takes place, okay, work of river. Now today we will start the next topic, which is work of sea wave. Just like the river, erosional and depositional activities also takes place in sea, okay. So above seawater, you will find vertical rocky platform, and this vertical steep coast, okay, or rocky platform are named as sea cliff, okay, sea cliff, CLIFF, okay, sea cliff. And what happened with the passage of time, the destructional waves, or you can say the sea waves, they continuously strike on this sea cliff or on this rocks, okay, vertical rocky platform, which we will find above seawater, okay, and this are only named as sea cliff. So the sea waves continuously strike on the sea cliff. As a result, cracks develop, okay, we will find some cracks which develop there on that particular rocky platform, okay, which is above the seawater. And with the course of time, these cracks only become larger and wider, and in this way hollow like caves are formed on the rocks, okay, on the rocks. What is formed? Hollow like caves. And these hollow like caves which are formed on the rocks, they are called sea caves, okay. So now in course of time, these sea caves, they become bigger and bigger, okay, and at a particular point only the roofs of the sea caves remain. This leads to the formation of another structure, and that is sea arches, okay. So there is continuous erosion, okay, and due to the erosional activities, the roofs also break down and only the walls are left. So these wall-like features are again named as stacks, okay, STACKS, stacks. Now, as we have said that erosional activities take place in the sea, but with the erosional activity, depositional activities also take place in the sea. Yes, you heard right, students. So these sea waves, they also bring their deposits or their sediments to the seashore area or near to the sea area, okay. And in this way, formation of sea beach take place. So we will find beautiful sea beaches, isn't it, near the sea? So the formation of sea beach is due to the depositional activities, deposition of sediment, okay, which the waves used to bring near the sea areas. As a result, there is formation of sea beaches. Now let us look into these pictures which I have collected only for you all, so that you will understand in a better way. Number 1 picture is all about that vertical course of rock above the seawater, okay, which is known as sea cliff. So in this sea cliff only, the destructional wave or the waves, they keeps on striking, okay, there is a continuous strike of these waves on the sea cliff or on the rock which is there I am showing in the picture, okay. So and as a result, there is cracks which develop on these rocks, and these cracks with the passage of time, it become wider and larger and formed sea cave. You can see the third, fourth and fifth picture, which is all about the sea caves. Then what happened in course of time, this sea caves also you can say become bigger, and only the roof left, okay, or the roof of the sea cave remain, and these are again named as sea arches. Okay, so you can see one sea arc I have shown on the screen, the last picture, the sixth picture. Now due to continuous erosion on the sea, you can say on the sea arc or on this particular roof which remains, okay, so with the passage of time now only the walls will left, okay, and this walls are named as stacks. So this is all about the structures which are formed in the sea. Now there is erosional activities, as we have known just now. Due to the erosional activities only this kind of structures were formed, but there is also depositional activities. The sea waves, they used to bring the sediments to the, you can say, nearer areas, okay, of the sea or the seashore areas. In this way, in the seashore we will find beautiful beaches, okay, which are formed due to the sediments of sand only. So now the next topic, which is work of ice. You had known about the water river, isn't it? Now glaciers are the ice river, okay, so they too erode at the landscape by bulldozing soil and stone to expose the solid rock below. These glaciers also curve down deep hollows. Okay, so what happened? These icy rivers. Okay, on its path, it found some kind of soft rocks, and it starts on cutting that soft rock. The first picture is showing that only how the ice, it brings soft rocks with it, and it just keeps on cutting down the soft rock, and with the passage of time deep hollows were formed, okay, and in this deep hollows only ice melts and they get filled up with water. So as a result, beautiful lakes are formed in the hilly mountains. So we find beautiful lakes, isn't it, in the hilly mountains? So this is the process of the formation of beautiful lakes in the hilly mountains. Now the material which are carried by this glacier, okay, or the ice river, like big and small rock, they also deposit it in a certain place, and where they used to deposit this kind of, such kind of big and small rocks, in that particular place glacier moraines are formed. Okay, now let's understand it with the help of the picture. So you can see ice river are known as glaciers. Glaciers, on its path, it just finds some kind of soft rocks, and they keeps on cutting down that soft rocks. As a result, they form hollow like structure, and with the passage of time, ice melts, okay, of that hollow like structure and filled with water, and in this way beautiful lakes were formed in the icy mountainous areas. Then there is also deposition. Okay, these glaciers, they used to bring big and small rocks with them, and this ice river or glaciers, they used to deposit it in a certain place, and where they used to deposit there, moraines were formed. Okay, the third picture is about the formation of moraines only. After that, work of wind. Now we have covered up work of sea, work of ice. Now the last topic is all about work of wind. So erosional and depositional activities also takes place in desert, and it is due to wind. Okay, with the help of wind, you can say like that, erosional and depositional activities goes on in the desert areas. So in desert we will find numerous rocks, okay, numerous or different types of rocks with a shape. which is of a mushroom basically. So in desert there are numerous rocks which were found with a shape of mushroom, and they are commonly regarded as mushroom rocks. So winds erode the lower section of these rocks more than the upper section. So more than the upper section, the lower section of the mushroom rocks were eroded by the wind. Okay, such rocks also have a narrow base and wider top. Okay, such rocks have what? Narrow base and wider top. Now, the wind as it blows, it also you can say transports sand from one place to another. So when it stops blowing, the sand falls. Okay, when it stops blowing, when the winds blow, the sands were brought from one place to another. Okay, the wind used to migrate the sand of the desert areas from one place to another. But at certain point, the wind it stopped blowing, and what happened? This sand they used to get deposited in a particular area, and in that area formation of low hills. Okay, there is formation of low hills, and these low hills like structures are called sand dunes. You can see the pictures of the sand dunes, students, on your screen. Okay, so just remember, wind it keeps on blowing on the desert area, and it transports sand from one place to the another. Then when the wind stop blowing, the sand falls and gets deposited in a particular area, and there low hill like structures are formed, and these are called sand dunes. Now when the grains, okay, these grains of sand are very good in quality, fine and lighter in weight, wind used to carry them to distant areas, and they used to deposit in a large area. Okay, when such kind of deposition takes place, the structures which are formed are named as loess. The bigger sand dunes, you can say, are the loess. Okay, so large deposits of loess are found in China. So that's all about this chapter. So we have covered up the last 3 topics as well. I hope you have understood. But before signing out, let's do a quick recap. So at first, I have started our today's class or this session with work of sea waves. So erosional and depositional activities also takes place in the sea. There are rocky coast, or you can say rocky platform, which are almost vertical like this, okay, and steep as well, which we find above the sea water, and this is called sea cliff. Okay, and what happened? Sea waves, they continuously strike on these rocks and cracks develop. With the passage of time, these cracks become bigger, larger and wider, you can say like that, and hollow-like caves were formed. These hollow-like caves which are formed on the rocks, they are again named as sea caves. With the course of time, the sea caves also become bigger and bigger, and at certain point only the roofs of these caves remain, and this leads to the formation of sea arches, another feature, student, and this is sea arch. Now sea arch, what happened, there is continuous erosion on this sea arch or the roofs, okay, of the sea caves, and due to this continuous erosion only walls are left, and this wall like features are again given one name, that is stacks. Okay, S-T-A-C-K-S, stacks. And this stack, what happened, are formed, okay, on the sea. Now the sea wave, there is erosional activities. With the erosional activities, there is also depositional activities in the sea. So now the sea waves, they deposit sediment, okay, near the sea or the seashore areas, and this leads to the formation of sea beaches. So that's all. The first picture is about the vertical rocky platform which we will find, okay, above the sea. Then the destructional waves or the waves, okay, that keeps on striking on this rock. As a result, there is cracks which develop, and these cracks become larger and wider and formed caves, okay, sea caves. And at certain point only the roof, the upper part of the sea cave remain, and this in this way there is formation of another feature, that is sea arc. You can see the sixth picture of this. Then with because of the erosional activities, okay, with the erosion which develops on the sea arch, only the walls left up, and this left over walls, okay, are actually named as stacks. So glaciers are on what? Glaciers are only the ice river, you can say like that. The ice river, when it keeps on flowing, okay, it brings some kind of stones with them, and these stones, they used to deposit these stones in a particular place, and in that place glacier moraines are formed. Now on their part they find some kind of soft rocks, okay. Now this ice river, what they used to do, they used to go with the passage of time, they just keeps on going, they just keeps on cutting, sorry, the soft rocks which they find on their path, and in this way deep hollows were formed. And with the course of time, ice melts of this deep hollows, and it gets filled up with water, and this is the process of formation of beautiful lakes in the mountains, in the hilly mountainous areas. Okay, so that's all about the work of ice. Now work of wind. Erosion and deposition also takes place in the desert area. Okay, students, we will find numerous rocks with the shape of a mushroom in the desert area. They are called or known as mushroom rocks. Winds erode the lower section of this rock basically more than the upper section. Now such rocks have narrow base and wider top. When the wind blows, it also leaves, or it also takes and transports sand from one place to the another. When the wind stops blowing, the sand falls and gets deposited in a particular place, and in that place we will find low hills of low hill like structure of sand, and these are called sand dunes. When the grains of sand are fine, good in quality and lighter, the wind used to carry them to distant or long distance areas, and they used to deposit it, or you can say they used to deposit large you can say larger amount or more amount of actually of sand to a larger areas, and in this way loess were formed. Large deposit of loess are found in China. So that's all of this chapter. We have finished this chapter. Tomorrow we have the live class. We will recapitulate quickly this chapter so that this will be more clear. And if you have any kind of queries, feel free to contact me. Okay, so see you tomorrow. Bye bye students, take care.